The UFC's lightweight division is heating up, but behind the scenes, it's not just fighters shaping the future, it's legends. As Ilia Topuria storms into 155 with gold in his sights, it's not Islam Makhachev standing in his way, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov. Henry Cejudo has shed light on the behind-the-scenes dynamics influencing the lightweight title picture, particularly pointing to Khabib Nurmagomedov as the one stepping in to prevent Ilia Topuria from receiving an immediate shot at the title. Despite Topuria's bold move to vacate his featherweight title and to transition to the lightweight division, seemingly with UFC assurances of a direct title opportunity, Khabib reportedly isn't on board with that plan. According to Cejudo, Khabib views an instant title shot as unfair, especially considering Islam Makhachev's track record of facing top-tier challengers, including granting Alexander Volkanovski 2 cracks at the belt. Cejudo emphasized that it's not necessarily Makhachev who is avoiding the fight, suggesting that Islam would fight anyone, anytime. However, Khabib, as a coach and mentor, is acting as the strategic voice of reason in Makhachev's camp. His position is that Topuria should not be allowed to bypass the division's established contenders without first proving himself against a top lightweight. Khabib reportedly wants to see Topuria face the #1 contender first, and only if he wins that fight should he be granted a title shot. This approach not only preserves the competitive integrity of the division but also highlights how much influence Khabib still holds in shaping Makhachev's path as champion. While Ilia Topuria's team and fanbase are pushing for a high-profile showdown with Islam Makhachev, the champion's camp has identified another fighter as the preferred next opponent, Justin Gaethje. Coming off an impressive victory over Rafael Fiziev and still riding momentum from his highlight reel knockout of Dustin Poirier via head kick, Gaethje has positioned himself as the most logical and deserving challenger in the eyes of Makhachev's team. This isn't just about rankings or recent performances, there's mutual interest from both camps. Islam himself has publicly expressed a desire to face Gaethje next, showing clear respect for Gaethje's credentials and fan-friendly fighting style. It's also a fight that makes sense commercially and competitively. Gaethje has already fought the division's elite and remains one of the most exciting fighters in the sport, making him an appealing option for both fans and the UFC. Meanwhile, the growing tension with Topuria has taken a backseat, as Makhachev's camp continues to push the narrative that contenders should earn their shot through the rankings, not just star power or sudden weight class changes. This further reinforces Khabib's influence and highlights a unified stance between Makhachev and his team in shaping his championship legacy. Frustrated by the sudden shift in momentum away from a lightweight title shot, Ilia Topuria has publicly accused Islam Makhachev of ducking him, avoiding a fight that many fans and pundits were already hyping up. From Topuria's perspective, the UFC had made a verbal commitment or at least strongly suggested that his move to lightweight would come with an immediate shot at the title. When that didn't materialize and Makhachev's team instead pushed for Justin Gaethje as the next challenger, Topuria took it as a sign that Islam, and more notably his inner circle, was looking for a safer or more favorable opponent. This accusation isn't just about disappointment, it's become part of a broader narrative that Topuria is building to put pressure on the champion and the UFC. By framing the situation as one of avoidance or fear, Topuria is trying to paint Makhachev as someone unwilling to face fresh, dangerous challengers outside the usual top 5 circuit. It's a strategic move, one that creates fan intrigue and keeps his name at the center of the lightweight title conversation. In response to the pushback from Makhachev's camp, Topuria has begun redirecting his energy toward former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. However, this potential rivalry has hit a snag as well. Oliveira has made it clear that he is not interested in facing Topuria next, as he too is focused on regaining a title shot. The result is that Topuria, despite having the skills, hype, and star power, now finds himself in a tricky position, without a clear opponent, sidelined from a title shot, and forced to wait or take a risky matchup just to prove he belongs in the conversation. His public frustration, especially the accusation of ducking, is likely a calculated attempt to force the UFC's hand or shift public opinion in his favor. With Ilia Topuria's title aspirations currently on hold and Charles Oliveira declining a potential matchup against him, the lightweight division finds itself in a state of limbo, particularly when it comes to identifying Islam Makhachev's next challenger. While Topuria has made noise and garnered attention, his path to the belt now appears stalled by both internal UFC politics and resistance from the top fighters in the division. Despite his undefeated record and recent star power, the lightweight hierarchy is proving harder to crack than expected. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira, another top contender and former champion, is pursuing a title rematch of his own. However, given his loss to Makhachev in their first meeting and a somewhat inconsistent recent stretch, the UFC appears reluctant to rush him into another shot. Oliveira may need one more high-profile win to solidify his position as a title challenger, but his unwillingness to fight Topuria complicates the matchmaking process even further. This leaves Justin Gaethje as the clear frontrunner in the title conversation. He's coming off 2 strong wins, including a highlight reel knockout of Dustin Poirier, and is widely considered one of the most exciting and dangerous fighters in the sport. Gaethje's name is also the one that Islam Makhachev and his team have been promoting, suggesting both mutual interest and a stylistic clash that fans would love to see. Notably, Gaethje hasn't yet fought Makhachev, which adds freshness to the matchup. As it stands, unless Topuria is willing to fight and defeat a top contender, or unless the UFC decides to shake things up, Justin Gaethje appears to be the next man in line. Still, with so many moving parts, including Khabib's influence, Oliveira's ambitions, and Topuria's rising pressure campaign, the lightweight title picture remains anything but settled.